And YouTube is serving me all this content about like investing and investing stuff. I don't do any investing, but I feel like it is so important to invest in yourself. The girlies need a part in this conversation. These are the things that I did in my 20s that I felt like were just a great investment because I'm so happy where I am now, post 20s. But before we get into it, don't forget to subscribe to my channel. I love creating content about girly topics to help you be your very best self. So don't forget to hit the subscribe button. Please, don't make me beg. It's so awkward having to beg. Girlies don't beg. Things are given to us willingly. So just give it to me willingly. I already did concealer under my eyes to start this off because I just didn't want to waste time. And I don't want to like yamble. So I'm just going to start at the beginning. I built a very good relationship with myself and my body. When I was in college, I spent a lot of time at the gym, like a lot of time. And I can't lie. 50% of that was definitely, ooh, I want a nice tight body. I want everything to look good, snatched, rock hard abs. Another side of it was just relief of my stress and how much I was going through doing my classes. And even after I graduated, when I was working full time, I continued that. I continued to invest a lot of my time in working out. Learning how to cook a solid, healthy meal that is nutritious, that doesn't take too long, is a very good skill to learn. Yeah, it's something that you can just carry on with you for the rest of your life. Another big thing that I did was I dated a lot. I have no guilt about it. I dated so many guys in my 20s. And I want to clarify, this is not like watched Netflix and chill. No. I went on a lot of fun dates to restaurants, mini golf, to the movies, basically all the fun places that you can go on a date. And I had so much fun. This is the thing about dating a lot of guys. You are able to learn and start to know and figure out, this is my vibe, this is not my vibe. The more you're exposed to, the more types of guys that you can know and date, the more clear it is for you to be like, oh, you know what? I really liked how this guy treated me, or I really like the small thing this guy did. I really appreciate that in him. So you're able to look for those qualities a lot more, and you're able to identify them because it's like, oh, I've seen this before. There was literally one full summer back to back, I just had new dates. And the first time, second time dates, I just had dates. Obviously, I made it clear to the people that I was talking to that I am dating other people. It was never anything that was like super serious, but just enough to get a better understanding of the guy and like what he was into, if he matched my vibe, if I liked his vibe, all that stuff. I mean, obviously now I'm very happy. I have Mr. Man. I'm not in that realm, but at that time and in that age, it was the perfect time to do it because it made it so much easier for me to find the love of my life because I was like, ooh, let me see what's out there. Let me just date. Let me have fun. Let me be a cutesy girl in the world. This is one of my favorite brow pencils. Literally, I found out that they're no longer going to be making this, which is just so devastating. I'm actually going to put some brow gel in my brows first. I invested in laser hair removal and I feel like it was one of the best things ever. I will say again, I was in college when I did this, so I kind of did spend some of my college money on laser hair removal, but it's a different type of investment. Listen, college is an investment. Your body is an investment. There's one thing that I'm going to get right in my makeup. It's going to be my brows. They're always going to look good because I feel like the brows are like half of your face. At the time, I think it was only about maybe 150, maybe 200 every month. And that was for underarm and bikini. Oh no, it was a underarm and a Brazilian. Just make the investment. It's painful. I know it's gonna be painful, girl, but just make that investment. It was very well worth it. It probably is coming up on 10 years since I've had laser again, and I will say laser hair removal is not permanent. They make it seem like it is, but it's not permanent. A long-term temporary means to shaving. Literally, there's times where I don't have to shave for a long period of time and I'll barely grow any hair. Not having to think about that was a great investment. Oh, one thing I wanted to add for the laser hair removal, it is I had sessions for a year every month. So once a month I would go into the laser hair place, get it lasered off, come back the next month and do the same thing. And each session probably took less than an hour, maybe an hour and 15 minutes, but I had to do that for a year. Now that I'm thinking about it, I don't know if I ever actually completely finished my sessions. If I had finished my sessions, I would have no hair, like, you know. So I think I like a square brow with this look. I am a brow professional. On that same trend of body stuff, I also did microblading, and microblading was, for me, a good investment. I spent, I think at the time it was $175 or $200 for my first, like the first time they do it. It's less than $200 for sure, but then you have to go in again and get it touched up, I think about 6 weeks later. So that was also another, I think it was another 150. So total, I would say it was less than 500 for sure. Again, a financial investment into not only myself, but my time. The fact that I didn't have to wake up in the morning and style my brows, because I am a brow person. I like my brows to look good. I didn't have to do that. I saved so much time. I probably saved years off of my life. That's why I look so good for this, my age. I also wanted to do just a little bit of eyeshadow, not put on concealer yet, but I like to put my eyeshadow on and then I put concealer on. Another thing with microblading is that it does hurt. It hurt getting tattooed, because that's pretty much what you're doing. You're tattooing your brow. That I really appreciated was a lady that did my microblading. She made sure the shape was not too trendy. I think that's something that's very important that people overlook, is that they get their eyebrows done and it's too much of a trend when it should be eyebrows that match your face. This is around the same time, I'm pretty sure it was that same year that I got laser hair removal. I do think microblading did not necessarily change myself as a person, but it changed my outlook and it did save me time. I was very focused on my career in my 20s. That was something that was so important to me, because I realized that if I could just push myself to get ahead a little bit more in my 20s, I believed that it would actually set me up for life. I was very curious and very determined when I wanted to start my career, that I was like, I'm gonna talk to everyone who I think has a nice job and I wanna know what they're doing. I wanna know if they're making good money, if they're happy, what regrets they had. So I would literally just call people around and ask them, hey, like, I heard you did this. Can you talk to me more about that? People like to talk about themselves. So it was always very nice to get people's actual insight and actual like knowledge about their career and their field. I was very focused that whole time I was in my 20s. I know for some people, your 20s is like more about dating, or your 20s might be more about like your friendships or your family maybe, but for me, my career was definitely like the big thing. The way I saw it was that I would invest in this thing and it would solve a lot of the other problems that I felt like I was struggling with at the time. You know, finding a community, having more money. I wanted so much more money in my 20s. I loved going shopping. I still love going shopping. That's never gonna change. I felt like it was so important for me to do something that was fulfilling and also made me happy. Happy is controversial, because working as an engineer was definitely very, I don't quite want to say traumatic experience, but it was something. Okay, I think I like this liner. I feel like I don't need to do any more. I just did like a very tiny wing liner. The goal of my makeup is just to do something very subtle, cutesy, natural. Being focused on my career also brought me a lot of stability, which was very nice, because at 22 or 23, I got my first apartment. It was so cute. Like, I had so much fun decorating that apartment. I felt like an adult. I felt like, okay, I know what I'm doing. I got it. Focusing on my career and focusing on my job and making sure that I was being paid fairly and happily, and I was, you know, doing something that was also contributing to the world. It paid off. It paid off to be able to have nice things and to do fun things. So I was able to travel with friends. I was able to go on vacations. People don't really see their career as an investment. They see it as just kind of like, it's a thing you have to do. You have to like get a job. But if you pick the right career and you're focused in your career, it actually really does invest in you in the long term. It actually makes, you know, your life a little bit more comfortable. You have more time. You're not as stressed. Depending on what job you have, you could be stressed. You could be even more stressed. But I went straight into blush. I thought I was going to do contouring my face a little bit more, but I don't think I want to. I really like the softness of this blush. And I do like to carry my blush all across my face, up, down, up, down. This is the Rare Beauty blush. I have not used another blush in the past 2 years. This plus the Ogee brush, the combination is just magnificent. Focusing on my career does not mean that I didn't have fun. I definitely had fun. Like I said, I love to travel, but I also realized that I needed to be very strategic with the types of jobs that I was accepting. Even like I said, what I studied in school, that was very important to making sure that my time was being well used. But I love the way my makeup looks. I feel like I look like a Disney princess already, and I love that. In my 20s, I invested my time by learning how to take care of my skin. I feel like that's just something that people forget that is part of you. It's the same way your teeth are part of you, your hair is part of you, your skin is a really big organ. For one day, just waking up and being like, I'm so frustrated with my skin. I want to clarify, I did not have terrible skin. I didn't have bad skin. I've never been acne prone, thankfully. I'm grateful to have like nice, healthy, good skin. I was still not satisfied. I felt like it was just not looking good. I was getting a lot of pimples. It was dehydrated sometimes, too oily. I went to bed feeling so annoyed by it, and then I woke up the next morning and I just started throwing out my skincare, and I brought out a list and I was like, I need to do more research. I need to know exactly what is going on my skin and what it actually needs, instead of wasting my time just putting things because they sell it and because someone suggested it to me. You would be surprised at how many people just start using a skincare product because they heard someone else use it. I started to do research. I started to like learn more about the type of skincare products that existed, what was good for your skin, what made sense. That made things so much easier. Shameless plug. Next video is my full skincare routine. I'm gonna just give you all the deets on the products that I use. They are mostly Korean skincare because I do love Korean skincare. It's investing that time, and also over time, the more you take care of your skin, the better it looks over time. I think I'll say like 2020 is when I started taking like actively good care of my skin. Now I'm like, wow, this is great, because on the days where I forget to do something or in the days where I don't do my full skincare routine, my skin still looks good. It was such a nice investment. I wouldn't consider skincare a financial investment just because it's not like you're putting money into it. I mean, you are putting money to buy the products, but the outcome is not financial. The outcome is more so just how you feel about yourself. And kind of in that same thread, makeup was another thing that I invested a lot of my time learning how to do my makeup. Doing it definitely helped build my confidence. Like, you have like a big event coming up and you just want to look good. You want to look great. You want to look juicy. I love being able to say that I did my makeup myself and it looked good. So learning how to do my makeup was kind of like it was a personal investment into my outward appearance. That's definitely what it is. It's nice to look good when you want to look good. And being able to do your makeup yourself is a skill. It's a life skill. Technically, this was closer to the end of my 20s and learning how to be a people person. I was definitely one of those people where anytime someone said network, I was always like, oh, that is so forced. That is so like, why would you do that? I didn't like it because it felt sleazy to me for some reason. That is not what networking is. If you think networking is being sleazy, it's not. You need to learn how to do this in your 20s because it will help you for life. We are human beings that always want to remain connected to people. We're about community. I do think that to be connected, you do have to be a people person. There's nothing wrong with being a people person. I now understand the value of having community and being able to relate to people about like the little things and just, you know, being able to chit chat with your friends, family, coworkers, neighbors, grocery store person, because it kind of adds more to life. So being a people person is like remembering to talk to people who are around you, just strike up conversation, remembering to be really friendly and really kind to the people that you see consistently. The investment of that is more so learning how to bring joy to your life. Being able to like chit chat with the people that you love and just like enjoy a solid, nice day. It's a blessing. The good thing about being a people person is people remember you. I have this opportunity or I have this thing, who do I want to give it to? It's the person who they talked to. It's the person who they know. It's the person who they chatted up with. It's not a financial investment. It's not a personal appearance investment. I would say this is like an inwardly personal investment because you're learning to build that life and that culture and that way about you. Those are all the things that I did to invest in myself in my 20s, and I feel like they were so well worth it. If you're in your 20s, what's something that you're currently doing? Or if you're over than 20, what's something that you did in your 20s? Go ahead and spread some of the golden nuggets of being past your 20s. If you have any questions, don't forget to drop them in the comments, and don't forget to like and subscribe. And also, can you turn on the notification button, because that will let you know when there's a new video out. You don't want to miss them. Thank you so much for watching. Bye, girly cakes.